Hey guys, I'm tuning in here to show you the Kickstarter edition that just came in of Madigo's Yucatan. And they have a lot of issues with it, and some things are just fairly nice. I'm gonna say that right out of the gate. But it's a hit and miss here and there, and I'll show you what I mean. This is their Kickstarter page. Like, let's start at what we see here. I looked at these jade tray and corn tray, for instance. It says artwork not final, and they kind of look nice, right? Like these wicker baskets. What you actually are getting is this little cardboard box that really, doesn't really. And here, what is this, you know? How does this help? It's kind of annoying, really. And these are fairly inconsistent, these stones. Maybe it's kind of what you like. But there's a lot less stones than there are tokens in the base game. So if you look here at these tokens, like there's so many of these, there's only a handful of these. Okay, so that really doesn't match up. So I'm dreading the fact that maybe this is what they're going to use to show that you got 4 of these instead of actually giving you enough of these jade tokens. Time will tell. As we're looking at this section of my table here, I do want to say I got the game mat and it actually looks fairly nice. I'm going to say the stitching is nice. They got like an artwork image on the other side, which is nice. The colors aren't too faded as you sometimes see on these mats, so that's actually fairly good. Now let's move on to the player age, which is hilarious. They only give you 2. The other 2 are in French. And they're absolutely bonkers huge. They're not great quality. They're fairly flimsy. And they're A3 size, folded in 2. Why so incredibly huge? It's absolutely bonkers. Unbelievable. And who's like, how is this an 8? This is an obstacle. It's not an 8. Then here's the box. Box looks nice. Box is solid. This here is, it's not great. It's not the worst either. It's not completely flimsy. And the same goes for the miniatures. Again, it's not great, but they're absolutely decent enough miniatures. At least these larger ones are. There's a fair amount of detail. I'm going to say I'm really pretty satisfied with these, even though the material is what they call bended. It says it's bended, as you can see here. It's easy to bend. This sword is a little crooked, and there were a couple of ones that were a little worse. You can allegedly hold them under hot water and sort of straighten things out. Like for instance here's a good example of this sword that's a little crooked. That being said, at least it didn't break, and they got plenty of this stuff that's a lot less detailed and a lot less great. And here's a poster of this dude, Carl so-and-so, who apparently created this game, and that's also rather flimsy and not really a Kickstarter upgrade, I would say. But hey, they included it nice enough. But here comes the fun part. This is the promised, let's have a little look, pyramid storage box. Let's see. This is what it looks like here. The storage box for pyramid. This is the box insert you'd allegedly get. You don't get any of this. yeah, instead get this little number. They have some double-sided tape for you to tape this together, and then this is it. And so let's fit this in the main box, and here we go. Guess what's wrong here? It's huge. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Who's sending this shit out? All right, now here I hate, like I said, that they give you stuff, they don't show you what it is, where it goes, if it's an upgrade, whatever. So here, the nice player board, really nice player board, which will function as a lid for these trays. Trays aren't bad either. Again, it doesn't really show where what goes what. But that's, I think this is what they want you to do. A suspicious empty space below these. I'm not really sure. Should I put anything in there? Guess time will tell. Here there's like a little You can put a lot of stuff in there. Is something supposed to go in there? I don't know. Probably a room for cards. I'm guessing this is where this goes. And as you can see, the wood is fairly inconsistent. For instance, here, let's have a little look at the red. This is kind of dark. This is light. Again, if you would compare, say, this one here to the yellow one, that's night and day difference. Like, this is clear. This is kind of dark. This quality sort of does vary from box to box, from color to color. These little icons are driving me batty. Look at how small and this work is. It's not beautiful. It's not great. I hope I'm gonna distinguish between everything. Now, this is the worst, which is the pyramid. So let's have a little look at this pyramid here. Again, no instructions how this all goes together, but I guess it's not that hard to find out, admittedly, but still, it irks me that you would just send a whole bunch of stuff out and there's no telling how everything goes together. But here you see, this is actually fairly neatly done. It has an indentation for this, side of the pyramid, keeping it all together. Because as you can see here, these have already fallen apart. I just set these up, and as soon as a little pressure comes, or even without too much pressure, they're already folding. Why does this happen? Well, here you see these things sticking out. There's no indentations in these. This is it. So who in their right minds would send this out like that? Unbelievable. Again, this here, what is it? Like, is it for an extra player color? I don't know. I can't find any corresponding tokens in the base set, so there's definitely a Kickstarter upgrade. I really don't know what to do with this. Same with this. Is this actually part of the game, or was this just for the cutout? I'm going to have to find that out, but it's very unclear. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's end on a slightly positive note, because I did get the sleeve pack, and I sleeved all these cards already. These are from the main set. I don't know why these are bundled up. Are these Kickstarter specials? Are these Kemet crossovers? We don't know. But you do get plenty of these, and the sleeves are fairly nice. I mean, they're not uber thick, but that's okay because you don't want the card sticking out too much. But as you can see, there's very little gloss, and it's fairly okay. All in all, a bit of a bummer having waited a year and a half and getting this almost, well, it feels like it's not completely finished, and it feels like, especially with these and this storage solution, that is such a fail, guys. Come on. So sad to say, this kind of ruined my day. Yeah, I was really kind of disappointed. So that's it for me. Hopefully you get a little bit of an idea of what you could possibly expect when you buy a Kickstarter version of Yucatan.